You know, we tend to think of careers as these straight, predictable paths. But what happens when that path takes a hard turn, from building digital networks to helping build a nation's entire strategy? Well, today we're going to trace one person's really remarkable journey, a story that connects the world of data architecture with the architecture of national policy. Okay, so look at this. This really captures the two different worlds we're talking about. On the left, you've got a Master of Engineering transcript, just packed with dense technical stuff. And on the right, an official government memo about national strategy. And the wild thing is, both of these belong to the same person, Rutthirong Soonkool. One is about the architecture of data networks, the other, well, it's about the architecture of a nation. So that's the big question, isn't it? How does someone who masters the art of digital communication end up advising on national policy? What does that kind of journey even look like? To figure this out, we've got to go right back to the beginning. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the foundation. Because long before he stepped into public life, Rutthirong built up some seriously impressive credentials as a deeply technical engineer. And wow, his foundation is solidly built on some serious technical chops. This right here is his Master of Engineering transcript from one of Thailand's top tech universities. And just look at the courses. This isn't some general overview. We're talking super specialized fields like optical fiber communication, satellite systems, digital data transmission. This is the deep end of engineering. And it's not like he just scraped by either. Nope. A 3.83 GPA. That's a crystal clear sign of someone operating at the absolute top of their game academically. This wasn't just about getting a degree. It was about truly mastering the subject. It tells you this is a mind that's built for solving incredibly complex problems. Okay, now take a look at his master's thesis title. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not even going to pretend I understand all that jargon. But the key thing here is ATM. That's asynchronous transfer mode, which was a core technology for high-speed networks. What's so clear is his focus. He's not just using the tech, he's down in the weeds designing how these networks function at their very core. So, you've got this incredibly strong academic background. What's next? Well, the private sector, of course. And as you'd probably expect, he built a really successful corporate career. Let's see how that played out. And if you look at his career path, you can see this really smart strategic climb. He starts out with the hands-on engineering work, building that deep technical skill. Then he moves into leadership at Jasmine Telecom. But here's the really crucial pivot. He shifts into sales and marketing with a global giant like ZTE. So he's not just building the tech anymore. He's learning how to sell it, how to explain its value. He's basically moving from the server room right into the boardroom. So what this shows us really is that he wasn't just a one-trick pony. The biggest chunk of his experience, yeah, that's in deep technical work. But then he layers on these crucial commercial skills in telecom and sales. It's his powerful combo, you know? He doesn't just get how the technology works, he knows how to make it work for the business. And yeah, he was really good at it. See this number? 280 million Thai baht. That was the sales value of just one product line he was responsible for in a single year. So let's be clear, this was a successful, well-paying, totally established corporate career. He was set. And that, right there, is what makes this next part of the story so fascinating. Because this is where everything takes a pivot, a huge shift away from the corporate world and into the world of public service and national policy. I mean, you really have to wonder, why? Why would you leave a successful, secure career path for something so completely different? What makes someone decide to make that kind of change? This is really the turning point of the whole story. The first little clue that something is shifting shows up around 2013. He gets appointed to the board of a publicly listed company. And notice, this isn't a tech job anymore. This is a governance role. We're talking about oversight, regulation, high-level corporate strategy. It's a different world. And then, bam, the move is no longer just a hint, it's official. In 2018, the Government Gazette announces it. Rutthirong Soonkool is the new deputy leader of the Thai People Power Party. This is a formal, top-level entry into the political arena. He's not just a technologist anymore. He's a political figure. That's a huge leap. And it turns out he was already moving in these circles even before that big announcement. This document from 2016 shows him at a seminar on national strategy. And just look at his title, Special Advisor to a Parliamentary Committee. He's literally in the room where these huge national-level strategic talks are taking place. And just look at the kind of stuff he was advising on. This isn't small potatoes. He's tackling everything from artificial intelligence and high-speed rail projects to the country's automated toll systems and even military cybersecurity. He's using that technical brain to help solve some of the nation's biggest challenges. Okay, so this brings us back to where we started. How do you connect these two completely different worlds? Did the guy who was a network architect really become a kind of national architect? Well, the connection is actually pretty clear when you think about it like this. His whole first career was about understanding how to build and manage incredibly complex systems, right? Well, his second career is just applying that exact same skill to an even bigger, more complicated system, an entire country. The underlying logic is the same. You use your expertise to shape strategy and build security. And if you want the perfect example of these two worlds merging, look no further than his current role. Advisor on cyber military affairs to the Senate. I mean, come on, it's the ultimate fusion. All that deep foundational knowledge about data networks is now being put to work to help strategize the cyber defense of the entire country. And really, his story leaves us with a much bigger question to chew on, one that affects all of us. His journey is one example, but it points to this huge global trend. As everything, our economies, our infrastructure, our security, gets more and more technical, what is the right role for the deep technical expert in the halls of government? It's definitely something we're thinking about.